Very good. Okay, very good.
Good morning and welcome to another episode of Hard Factor presented by the Barstool News Network. It is Florida Man Friday, October 23rd, 2020, and welcome to the Hard Factor podcast. Barstool blogger and fellow lover of Florida Man Friday, Big T. Big T, how you doing, bud?
Doing great. Thank you all for having me on today.
Yeah, thanks for coming. I know we invited you on. We had saw you blogged a Florida Man Friday story once before, and so we figured, that's a crossover since we do this show every week. So I wanted to get your thoughts on what you love so much about Florida men and the news that they create.
So I've done many of these. I just happened to do one on a Friday, and so then I tried to do one every Friday. Do Florida Friday.
Nice.
It just, I say this in most of those blogs. It just makes me feel good knowing that there are people out there like whenever I feel like my life is like you have a shitty day, you're like, you could have it a lot worse.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah. That's what the state does for us, T. That's a really succinct way to put it.
It's nice.
Florida
it's a
makes
nice
everyone feel better. And
That's right.
Growing up in the South, did you grow up having just like a sort of a knack for making those Florida jokes,
Yeah, so I grew up in Georgia before I moved to Tennessee, and Florida's just always kind of like, it's great to go there on vacation, but like if you ever had to live there, that's tough.
The jokes are flown in the Southeast states.
It's kind of like how us Virginia boys feel about West Virginia.
West Virginia jokes, exactly.
Yeah.
Similar. Except you probably don't get this being from Georgia. This happens a lot where people, if you leave the East Coast and you tell people you're from Virginia, they're like, oh, yeah, this is Pat. He's from West Virginia. And you're like, no. Let me make a correction there for you. They're different states, my friend.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people who aren't from either state think there's only West Virginia.
Or Southern Virginia. No one. Yeah. Some people. Yeah. Whatever. They're all good.
Big T, did you know that there was two states, Virginia and West Virginia?
I was aware. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Big T, I got a lot of money riding on Trump in Georgia. Is he going to pull it off?
I've been seeing a lot of shit about Joe Biden winning Georgia. I would be reticent to believe that just yet.
Okay.
Yeah, the history hasn't panned that out, but the polling is looking like he's got a shot there. It's an interesting year. All right, well, any other questions for Big T, boys, before we hop into some stories?
I got to ask Big T a question. Big T, I see if you go to youtube.com/hardfactornews, you can see Big T's feed. But Big T, I see that you're in the little pod room that randomly has the hockey net in it, which just doesn't seem to make any sense because at HQ, there's like 4 pod rooms you can bounce into, but one just perpetually has a hockey net in it and is crowded as fuck. What's behind that? Do you know why that hockey net is in there?
I truly have no idea. There's a few other just odds and ends in here. This was the one room that was open, so this is what we're
there. It shall
with.
Stay. Let's not ask any questions.
The hockey net was out of sorts. The only time we've been to HQ3, the hockey net was just sort of floating around the halls, and
it's been several places, but this is its new home.
Oh, nice. Well, at least
it's better than not having a hockey net at HQ3.
You could say that, but things are a little crowded up there, and you just got to look at the use of the hockey net versus how often you don't use the hockey net.
Well, you got to shoot. You got to shoot
sports,
on the net
sports
once
company.
in a while. So.
Yeah, exactly.
All right,
let's get into Florida Man Friday stuff.
Let's do it. Shout out to Melinda Guerrero of St. Pete, Florida. She's a Florida woman who was arrested for trespassing earlier this week, and she gave her name to the police as "My Butt Just Farted" as her official name. So that's how we'll kick off Florida Man Friday. But we got at least 4 more to go through, and a debate recap, and voicemails and reviews, and Fact Check Friday. So let's get it going. Big T, do you have a favorite Florida man story you want to share with us today?
I do. So mine is a guy who he shows up at a Circle K and slides a note across to rob the gas station. But the gas station attendant didn't understand what the note was. It was very vague in what he was trying to do. So she didn't know that they were being robbed. So the guy just kind of takes his note back and leaves. And then the woman figures out what was going on, called the police, and the guy gets arrested. And he said, well, yeah, there was a robbery, but I was the one being robbed.
Oh, wow.
And so he was arrested on robbery charges, but that's my favorite because I always thought for a long time I was going to go to law school. It just kind of interested me. And I was like, a good lawyer if the woman didn't even understand that she was being robbed, I feel like a good lawyer should be able to make the case that those charges should be dropped.
Absolutely.
She
See, this is
The
the type of
intent
guy
was
that
still
doesn't.
there, though.
Yeah, but this
Was
guy
it?
doesn't finish anything in his life, I bet. You know, like just simple obstacle of her not being able to read his handwriting, and he pulls out of the robbery early. I mean, the guy needs a little bit more conviction. If he's going to rob a Circle K, if the note doesn't work out and you're walking away, then you should have never tried to rob in the first place, in my opinion.
That's also a really tough look, going to jail and explain and having people like hear that story when you're in jail. Like that's a very embarrassing, miserable failed robbery, and you're going to get picked on in jail.
Also,
You
for his
got to
high
just
school
say
English teacher.
that you robbed it at that
Yeah,
point.
exactly. Yeah, you killed a few people, you robbed it. Yeah, yeah.
So which town did this at? Circle K is like, I miss Circle K's from my days at LSU. St. Augustine. They have
Beautiful
nice grass
town.
there, I hear.
Beautiful town. Yeah, I wouldn't imagine. Yeah. The Circle K's, though, it's always a dangerous place, no matter how beautiful the town is. Well, fuck, man. You're good point, Big T. The lawyer could have gotten him off. I hope that he gets off that shit because, come on, he didn't get away with anything, especially not.
Well,
his
how
dignity.
how would you get him out of it? So like,
No, there's intent. There's the intent is still there. It would have gotten fucked.
yeah, I
Couldn't
don't
he,
think, I don't
couldn't
think
he
you could
deny
argue him
the
out of it,
intent?
Big T.
Couldn't he say it was a joke and that she didn't
Not
even
if she wants to
believe it?
press charges.
Yeah.
Maybe she's stupid and
He
just
said
couldn't
she said.
understand. It took her like an hour to realize she was being robbed. Maybe it's on her, really. Maybe we
I
shouldn't
like
be
how he-
blaming this guy.
I like how he said he was being robbed. He was being robbed of his dignity, but he wasn't
Exactly,
really robbed
yeah.
of anything.
Yeah, what did he elaborate, Big T, on what he was being robbed of? Yeah.
I don't know. If I was him, I would have just said, no, that woman's crazy. There was no robbery at all.
Yeah, where's the note? No, the note said, "I want.
Right.
Will you go out with me?" And they
Yeah.
just burn the
So,
note.
yeah, so I don't know why he admitted that there was a robbery of some sort.
Save the note.
Yeah,
I'm not
Yeah,
sure
you-
if that qualifies you as a lawyer, Big T, but you probably would have gotten out of that crime. You probably wouldn't have been arrested like this guy.
I would like to think so.
Okay. All right.
Nice. All right, Big T. Well, enjoy your weekend. And look, if you want to listen to our shows on Friday mornings, you might get some inspiration on some stories to write. To blog about.
Awesome. Well, pleasure to be here. Thank y'all for having me come on for a little bit.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Thanks for
Thanks,
coming,
Big
man.
coming
T.
on.
Always.
It's good to see you.
Later. We're gonna start a new stream.
I don't think we need to. Do
No,
we?
we don't have
to. Yeah, go for it.
No, we can go.
All right. Am I going first?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Thank you again, Big T, for coming on. Appreciate it. This next one proves that sometimes all you need is a badge to do anything you want. It's fucking amazing how much people respect the badge. I once used a fake press badge to walk into Cowboy Stadium with my camera, no questions asked. If it looks official, people are too scared to dig deeper. And knowing that, one Orlando man used the ultimate badge to get what he wanted, the badge of a police officer. And cops are calling this guy, quote, a prolific retail theft suspect. So, yeah, look at there he is.
Oh,
He's,
he looks so official.
Yeah.
My God.
So
Yeah.
look at how shitty that badge is. So this is a picture of Calvister Smith. He's 47. He's from Volusia County.
Yeah,
He
but
was-
look at the confidence on that walk.
It's the
Yeah.
confidence.
I mean,
has the
he
confidence
is
down.
selling it. He is selling it.
Yeah. He's selling. So what he did is he would. That's basically what he would do. He'd hang this shitty, crappy badge around his neck. He had a gun on his side, which is illegal when you look at all the crimes he's committed. He definitely is not allowed to have a gun. And then he would go. He went to a bunch of Lowe's and Home Depots across 7 counties and stole just like this, just walking right out the door, pallet full of shit. He stole almost $100,000 worth of stuff.
Official police business and just walks out of the store.
That's impressive, though. Yeah. The balls and like the ingenuity
Wow.
to just be able to do that like so many times. Yeah.
Yeah. So they caught him finally.
Yeah, obviously. You can't. That guy is so confident. He was going to be
There he is
overconfident
again.
all the way to getting caught.
Oh, he's got multiple outfits.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
look
his,
at how
that's
many
his
power
security
tools he
guard.
stole.
That's
Wow.
his security guard outfit. Yeah, so he loves power tools and like power washers. Yeah, he goes for the expensive stuff. He's not stupid when it comes to that.
Yeah,
fact,
he's a
but-
good thief, but I mean, like, way too confident. You can't.
How
This
did he
is
even
not-
get caught? Is my question.
Yeah,
'Cause,
this is not a bad scheme.
I
Exactly.
mean,
How did he?
it's a real mindfuck scheme because even if you are a real police officer, you still can't steal. but no one's
Right.
questioning the badge. By the way,
Nobody's stopping you though.
But
Nobody's-
no police officer on duty is not paying. They're like, he must have already paid. He's just going out the side door.
Right.
Like,
yeah, this must
Yeah.
be part of an investigation. Wes, the ultimate badge is a badge of honor. I just want to correct you there. You said the ultimate badge was a police badge,
Yeah, but
but it's,
can you wear the badge of honor?
I mean, you do with your confidence and your effect in the community, in my opinion. So,
What about an Eagle Scout badge? Would you put that?
nope. Badge of honor, police officer badge, Eagle Scout badge.
Eagle Scout badge is going to be towards the bottom of the badge.
Yeah. What about like an NSA badge? You could spy on anybody you wanted.
What about a Space Force badge?
That's low too.
That's
think the
coming.
Medal
That's
of
gonna
Honor
move
is
up
pretty
the
good.
ranks.
Anyway, yeah, but this badge full of people. So this guy rap sheet is very long. He's got like 41 felony charges, 20 convictions, armed burglary, armed robbery. He's not the best dude in the world, but he's up there as far as the like Hall of Fame Florida man crime guy. So his bail is $75,000, and they said that if he does post bail, they're going to put a little ankle monitor on him, which is not going to do any good because he's going to run as soon as he gets out of jail if they try to do that. So
You're not going to keep him down.
You're not gonna keep him
with the
down.
ankle.
Yeah.
no.
He created a fake badge. You think, he's going to stay at home?
right.
I don't think so.
it's going to cut that thing right
No.
off.
No.
So the stores just got wise to him, and
The stores, it's not. I don't know how. I mean, eventually, I think that they caught on. There's this guy stealing tons of power tools from Home Depots and Lowe's. Be on the lookout for him and let it. They
Yeah,
probably spotted
eventually.
him and called the cops.
he's like, "Oh, look out for the cop who's walking out with a pallet full of shit."
Right.
Yeah, that's a scheme that you have to move to. You can't go back to the same store.
Town to town. Yeah, you
because
got to Bonnie
they
and Clyde
do-
it.
Yeah, and it'll work. It'll work 100% of the time if you keep going to different towns and stuff like that. But yeah,
Right.
yeah. All right. Let me. I guess I'm up. Yeah. Next story.
Next story.
All right,
Next
guys.
Florida man.
Score one for the good guys as Judge Beatrice Butchko has ruled against Miami-Dade County and for Tootsie's strip club in a battle over curfew.
Nice.
You with me? You following me? Tracking?
Yeah.
You see, Mayor Carlos Jimenez implemented a midnight curfew in Dade County 3 months ago, and Tootsie's, the largest strip club in the United States at 74,000 square feet and roughly 100,000 square asses, said, hey, our dancers can't earn what they need to if we close by midnight. That's when things just get started at Tootsie's. And Judge Beatrice agreed and issued an order a week ago today saying, what, are you serious with this midnight curfew? That's when things get started at Tootsie's.
Also, we need to cover our power bill for a 74,000 square foot place. That's
Yeah.
the same size as like a Wayfair distribution center. That's insane.
It's huge. It's the biggest strip club in the United States, Pat, and it's not really close. I think the next one's 70,000. But anyways, this ruling might mean an ending to the curfew for the whole county, not just Tootsie's. So pretty big case, won there by Tootsie's. Good job, pioneers of freedom. And here's what the lawsuit said, if you can throw up the thing. The lawsuit brought forward by Tootsie's said the following. Plaintiffs maintain that the human body is a thing of beauty, which, when combined with music and rhythmic motion in the form of dance, conveys an important message of eroticism. They continue to say, plaintiffs believe that providing this form of expressive communication to the public is a beneficial social activity which enhances individuals' conscious ability to consider various issues involving sexual candor. So it really is just a great thing, erotic dancing is what they're explaining. They're just writing an essay on how awesome
Yeah, I mean it is.
erotic dancing is.
And you shouldn't be putting clamps down on it, especially not in Florida. So,
Not at midnight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
when
I'm a little
it
confused.
Just gets
So-
popping.
So the curfew was COVID related, I'm assuming,
Yes.
right? And
Yes.
then they came and made an argument that they needed to stay open later, right? Which makes sense.
Correct.
That's a no brainer. But how did a free speech argument come into this?
Yeah,
Well,
so they
the
use
right to show your to show your cans.
Are they saying because shit gets nasty in a way that it can't get nasty pre midnight, and therefore they're
No, I think you're supposed to be
impeding
able
on
to
their
be
freedom of
nasty
speech?
24/7.
But
Right.
then that wouldn't make sense in the argument. Well, if you
What they're
can be
saying,
nasty at
Pat-
8 o'clock and not the same level of nasty at 1,
What
you see what I'm
they're
saying?
saying, Pat, is that erotic dancing is freedom of speech. I mean, and what they also
Hmm.
said is, per the governor, who they went over the mayor's head, the governor of the whole state said that, no curfew should prohibit people from working and earning a living. So that's where they got into it, saying, look, we don't make all of our money until after midnight.
You
so
can be
we got,
nasty round the clock.
yeah.
Till everyone's
So
drunk.
So the soliloquy on how nasty erotic dancing is important was just a fan ad. It seems like I don't see like
It
the
was just-
consequence
they-
for
they
the
wanted- they just
for the
wanted to
lawsuit
s-
there.
They just wanted to give out like a mission statement.
Was that
or,
a
like,
judge that
pitch.
wrote that? That was just a judge
Yeah.
that loves strippers.
That was
a
just a
threat.
judgment. Yeah.
That was a don't
It
come at me or I'm going to get constitutional on you.
Well, you
hard,
know, like
hard to beat a First Amendment defense.
there was a
but-
lawyer that raised his hand of the group, and was like, "I got this. I'll be writing the brief here, guys."
Can I write about Tootsie's? Real
Can I say
quick?
some stuff from the heart here?
I've been wanting to do this for a while,
John,
And,
I'm looking at this brief and I'm looking at the case and I don't see why this needs to be in here.
Well,
The case is over. There's a line of lawyers lined up
won,
waiting
yeah.
to talk to the judge. Like,
I'd like
wanna
to say a few
something.
words. I'd like to say a few words about Tootsie's as well. Even like the prosecutors, glowing reviews. Well, hey, speaking of reviews, let's before we move on to the next story, let's take a look at some reviews of Tootsie's.
Okay.
This one is from Gato Prito Bonito, which I think means like pretty black cat, and it's got an avatar of a little boy in a sailor's outfit. I don't know what that's all about, but this thorough review, 4-star review, says, "I have been here a few times." This is about Tootsie's. I bet he has. Hang on. I generally find most of the girls to be top-notch in terms of attractiveness. I mean, very nice. A few I thought were mediocre, but most are outstanding.
Well.
On the Hispanic side of things, while dominating, it's great, as I like Hispanic women very much, very sexy. However, I have found a lack of African-American, only a few, and Asian, not many at all. Diversity could be improved slightly.
Wow.
Girls are reasonably assertive, not over the top, and they don't ignore you either. All nude. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Huge place, plenty of room to roam. It's the biggest place.
Why do you
Yeah, and
need
hide.
3 excellence for the
Yeah, excellent. All nude. He
Plenty of
loves
room to
he loves
jerk off in the
bottom
corner.
elf. Yeah,
Yeah,
very
plenty of
impressive.
dark corners.
Plenty of free parking, also impressive. Easy Uber, taxi, drop off, and pickup. Waitress service. The first few times I'd been there, it was just okay. My last time, it was great. Managers, never had a problem, always respectful to me. Last time I was there, they made a point to introduce themselves. That was appreciated. Prices are reasonable. If you want the good stuff, that is very private settings. You'll pay. I have not, as I'm not used to spending that much. It's a bit extreme compared to my experiences. Not saying the girls aren't worth it. I just have not decided to experiment here yet. But they seem to offer some good thrill rides. I am an out-of-towner. However, if I were a local, I would be a regular. I know
so thorough. So thorough.
I noticed that the Gato had left 9 reviews, so I wanted to see if he left generally positive reviews, as that was a pretty positive review. Turns out, guys, all 9 reviews are for different strip clubs. And then
I knew it, dude. I knew it because you could tell by the quality of that review and the thoroughness that this guy, if you meet this guy through one of his friends friend's gonna be like, "This is my buddy Gato. He writes the best strip club reviews." It's
He's a
like
strip
what
club
he's
reviewer.
known for.
He's trying to get discovered.
He's like, I can't tonight, guys. I'm working on a new review.
Yeah, I was trying to be a food critic. This guy's trying to be a strip club critic.
Wes wanted free pho.
Yeah,
And
right.
this guy wants like the free freaky dances.
This guy's smarter than me.
This
this is-
is reviewing Thai food.
A lot of people say that working at Barstool is a dream job. They're wrong. This is the dream
Gato.
job.
What was
Yeah.
the Gato?
Gato Preto Bonito.
Preto Bonito. But hey, let's look at one of his other strip club reviews to see if they're always positive and see what he said about the Hawaii by Night Gentlemen's Club in Honolulu. looks like they're not all positive, as he 1-starred this place and said, "I have been to a lot of strip clubs."
A lot. Oh, man.
And this one earned the honor of my fastest retreat. Problem, they don't serve alcohol. You can't even bring it in. They say you can go to the bar next door, have your drink there, and then come back in. Very silly. Plus, it looked like someone's dad who got a C+ in woodshop attempted to build a rec room. I mean, maybe if it were at least a little inviting. I walked in, 2 minutes later, I was out. Horrible.
Damn.
So it sounds like Tootsie's.
By the way,
It's a pretty nice place.
that review was from a Monday.
Well,
Maybe he wrote it differently. But I don't know.
Tootsie's, which is open until 6 a.m. 7 days a week, sounds like a fine establishment to me.
Yeah, no, Gato's been to
Congratulations,
some strip
Tootsie's.
clubs on Mondays, Wes,
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh yeah, for every day of the week.
I,
Good for him.
He
He's
also
having fun.
He likes to be lubricated when he's at the club. He does not. He does not like to be dry when he's in there.
well,
Yeah, everyone does.
who goes sober to a strip
Right.
club?
Yeah, that's
I bet
like
some
taking your
folks
kid
do.
to Hooters.
Well, I don't know. Maybe if he wants a career, he needs to cut the drinking out when he's there reviewing. You know what I mean? He can't
what-
mix
like,
business
who-
with pleasure.
Who I just need to clear my head. I'm just gonna go sit in a strip club but not drink for hours. Like I just
No one. No.
Not many people.
He's going
right?
to have a lot of
It's
explaining to do should his wife come across his Yelp account. And
Well, that's why he's got the avatar of a weird little kid in a sailor outfit and a name that's not tied to his actual name. He's definitely keeping it anonymous.
there you go.
It is a lot creepier to like. I just thinking about it. Like it's almost like a disciplined gambler. Like going to the casino and not drinking. And like I guess if you're not drinking at a strip club, you're not going to be susceptible to losing a ton of money on the strippers.
sure,
and you're
right,
also
yeah.
you're also
Sure,
can maybe
right.
like if you are one of these dudes can like come in your pants during a lap dance much
There you
easier.
go. There you
Which
go.
is the intended experience, Wes. So
Yes.
it's really how it should be experienced.
I've never done it, but I hear it's great.
If you're ever at a strip club and you see someone not drinking, you can use the phrase, "What is this guy about to write a review?" What's he doing in here?
All right. Before we move on, I'm sure we'll talk about it at the debate recap at the end. But go to predictit.org/promo/hard factor 20 to get your first $20 matched on us in the stock market or politics. The debate, obviously, last night probably shook some things up. So check how that, major election, percentage is going today in case you want to make some bets on it for $20 matched on us. All right, boys, it's Halloween season. And you know what that means. It's getting spooky in the Sunshine State. And I've got two ghastly stories that will make you want to clutch for the Halloween candy a little early, which I've been doing a lot, eating out of the bowl. So that's good.
That's not bad.
Yeah, not good for the fatathon. You guys snacking on your candy early at all? Or is this me?
I did actually have a whole box of Juji fruits.
Okay. Somebody else.
on Tuesday.
Any-
I haven't
Anybody
gone
else?
to get my candy yet. I'm probably just
I'd
be a
make-
Grinch.
Go get
I
it.
had McDonald's.
Go
I had
get it.
McDonald's yesterday.
Go get it. Okay, good. People are fucking up. All right, good. We're all fucking up. All right. Okay. So these stories are ghastly, ghoulish. First up, in Orange County, Florida, former deputy. He was a cop since 2006. His name's Christopher Doherty. He's in jail on child abuse charges. Not fun. After he went insane and forced a little girl to stand guard of the apartment that they were in. I couldn't tell if it was his apartment or the kid's apartment. Anyhow,
An apartment that needed garden, Will. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, and so
Let me know if any adults are coming.
Yeah, so he had her laying at the front door with a rifle and a Kevlar vest and a helmet. Told her to stand guard and shoot anybody that approached the apartment. Luckily, she never shot anybody. But then he also claimed that the apartment needed to be cleansed and that he was walking out to the parking lot and burning just random shit from inside the apartment. And then finally, he allegedly performed an exorcism. They didn't say exactly how, but he performed an exorcism on the girl's brother inside the apartment before
Busy
police
day.
arrived on a call. Yeah. So, how do you think he did an exorcism? Do you guys know anything about that? I didn't look
Oh,
it up.
yeah, bro.
Unsuccessful.
How do you do
Absolutely. Well, you need holy water.
Okay.
And you need to splash it on the child and say, "The power of Christ compels you."
That's what it is.
and then
Okay.
there's a bunch of scripts and stuff you read out of the Bible at them.
You
and
also
it hurts.
You
them.
also,
The holy water burns them. I know that.
Here's the most important part: you need a demon to be inside the child. I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we'll get
Yeah.
to that. I got a quote from this guy. It'll clear some things up. Right. So after the exorcism, the cops came on Thursday. Per the girl, this is what he said. Here's his quote. He said, "Quote," or she said, "He said there were demons in the house and they needed to burn things that were possessed." So luckily he didn't burn the little boy, just did the exorcism. At youtube.com/hardfactornews to check out his mugshot.
I'm going to start with your mother's stuff. But yes, we got to get this stuff burned and out of the house.
Well, I wasn't sure if it was his girlfriend's. It was very unclear the relationship between him and like if he just commandeered somebody's apartment and like took it over the kids. I don't know. It wasn't clear. Anyways, Darty's been taken to the mental hospital.
I don't think it was clear to him either.
It wasn't. He's been taken to the mental hospital where he will definitely spice up their Halloween festivities at the mental hospital. All right. Next up, Nathan Garisto, 26 of Largo, Florida, was arrested and faces charges of domestic battery after attacking his girlfriend with a pumpkin inside their home. Yeah, classic tale. Nathan has lived there for a year and a half, but he was drunk and claims he was just trying to throw the pumpkin at the sliding glass door, which would also have been horrible and broken the sliding glass door. So he was taken to the drunk tank and released the next day. Hopefully everybody just kissed and made up. Be careful out there, folks. It's very spooky.
I saw, didn't he also cover her in the seeds.
Yeah,
and the
the
goo.
pumpkin wasn't enough. He took a tarp
Yeah.
of the seeds and the innards, and then tossed that on her too. Yep.
Yeah, covered her in the guts of the pumpkin.
But what
Yeah.
did she do?
Yeah.
I mean, can we hear both sides of the
That's
story?
what I'm saying. I hope they kissed and made up. I'm sure there was some words exchanged or whatever. So
Also, do we know how old the pumpkin was? Because if it's like a week old, then it's not going to hurt her. If it's
probably
soft-
pretty
if it's
fresh
softening.
considering it's not Halloween yet?
You
is
don't
my
know. They
guess.
might be early celebrators.
I just had to throw out a pumpkin that I carved too early and left
Well,
outside. Yeah.
So it
Had
could
you
have been
okay?
bad.
Let me ask you this, Mark, because you just freshly had one in your hands. Had you thrown that pumpkin that you tossed at a sliding glass door, would it have broken it or just smushed on it?
Absolutely not. But
Okay.
I also know the pumpkin Mark's talking about because I saw it. I went because I went to his house 2 days in a row. The reason it got soft is because the hole was basically the entire side
Too
of the
big.
pumpkin.
too
It
big.
could have been it, or it could have gotten soft because Mark wasn't hard enough on it. Maybe Mark
Too-
didn't.
Oh, so
No,
it was a mangled pumpkin.
It was a
Yeah.
giant hole, like
It was yes. We carved another pumpkin that was smaller with just like cat eyes and a
Yeah.
smaller mouth, and that one's doing pretty good.
Yeah.
It was just too big of a hole. Like
It was
Wes said.
It was a
Destroying the
mistake
pumpkin.
pumpkin.
Too big
It was a
of a hole.
warm-up pumpkin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. It was a mistake pumpkin. You learn some things.
Yeah.
The flies
Every
seem to like
every
it.
time you get a pumpkin, you especially because of the internet. Like when we were kids and you'd carve pumpkins, like you could really only carve what you could imagine. You had to be very inventive. Now you see things on the internet, you're like, oh, look at that sick pumpkin design. They're all over your feed, and then you
Yeah.
try and you fail miserably.
Oh,
like,
it's so.
Oh, yeah.
you
gotta
always
have
think
such
you can do better
patience.
than you can.
You got to have
Also-
such patience.
Our friend Liz,
She's real good.
Yeah, she's real good at carving pumpkins.
But
She can
she's an
actually
actual artist.
Yeah, she's an actual artist. Her pumpkins are impressive.
Yeah, I could see though.
She should charge for pumpkin carving.
I
should.
could see where you would be more prone to be throwing pumpkins at people inside the house though during Halloween, because you always have like Halloween. There's always spooky music on in the house. There's always like green lights, so you might be just more prone to just be on a hair trigger in general. And so
Stressful, yeah.
Yeah,
Especially
stressful.
for the autistics. Yeah.
on that note, everybody stay safe out there. It's spooky, and I'd like you to know the real life Reno 911 ride along is gonna happen. So the Hardo
Wait.
Hive is strong.
Someone
Acted
reached out to you?
immediately. Yeah, shout out to the votes. We're gonna make it.
I'm
happen.
telling you, Will, I don't like this idea. I love it for content, but I want you to stay on the show. I really don't want you to change careers, and I have a
Well,
feeling
look,
that we're
what-
going to lose them.
Will's just going to be like a frequent contributor as a deputy of the Reno.
Well, you know, it's gonna start like this, where like Will's like, guys, I can't do Friday's show because, and
No,
what's going on?
I promise.
And
Like,
he's gonna be
I said, I promise.
"Oh,
This is extra content.
I got
Extra.
activated. There's a big event coming
They
in
need
Reno.
me.
I got
if they-
activated.
I mean, if they activate
They need me.
If
It's
they
gonna
activate
start,
me, I might
yeah.
have to go. Yeah, I mean,
It's
starts
gonna
with reserves.
It's going to start when he can't comment on certain stories because like for legal purposes, and we're like, what do you mean?
Right. Or when he starts talking about the Brotherhood, when we're talking about police
Yeah.
stories,
Me and the boys were out late last
you
night.
wouldn't understand.
look. I just want to see what it's really like on the Reno 911 scene. If it's really
I don't
like the
blame
show, if it's as funny as the show, or if,
gonna be
or
awesome.
if it's more serious.
I love that you're doing that, Will. Just stay with us.
Phil-
Bring something with us, like a physical item that you can remember us by, and it'll hopefully bring you back when you start drifting.
Rub it 3 times when you're drifting. Yeah.
I'll wear
Yeah.
a Hard Factor shirt or something. Or
Okay.
yeah, so I don't forget.
All right,
Enjoy.
guys, this next one is from Lady Hive. What up? Shout out. Okay, one of the best things about having a sibling, guys, is goofing. Everyone knows that. They're like your best homies. Goofing around with a sibling, you can goof around with them like you can't goof around with anyone else. And that's exactly what a pair of twin brothers were doing down in Gulfport, Florida on Sunday. 23-year-old Thomas Parkinson Freeman, that's a hyphen, and his twin brother, they were together, naturally, and they were sitting in their SUV in front of their house, the 1995 Pathfinder, sick car, when Matthias, Thomas's twin brother, felt the mood needed to be lightened a little bit. So he pulled out his handgun, and he pointed it at his twin brother, Thomas. And Thomas, who's always up for a little handgun goofing, said, 2 can play at that game. And Thomas responded by drawing his handgun and pointing it at Matthias. So much like they were in the womb, the brothers were mirrored in a Mexican standoff.
Yeah, they do say twins do the same reaction even if they're not in the same area, right?
Exactly. And
What?
neither of these guys were going to end up twinning. Again, this is all for funsies, but they're in a standoff in the car.
Okay. Makes sense.
So how long does it stand up? Wait, what?
So one guy,
So they're
Matthias,
pointing
said,
guns at
hey,
each
check it
other.
out, Thomas. And
Right,
Thomas
right.
said,
So they're
no,
pointing-
I have one too, boy.
I already knew you were going to do that. 'cause
Yeah,
you're my
so
twin.
now
And then
they're
yeah.
twins in a standoff. Why? And okay.
the answer to your question, Will, is it did not last long because that's when a very rare occurrence took place, and Thomas did something that his twin brother didn't, and that's pull the trigger, shooting Matthias in the face and killing him. Thomas told police that he reacted, quote, automatically based on his training, and he didn't know why he did so.
What was the training he was referencing?
Well, Thomas had previously been employed as a security guard.
Okay.
So it's
So
understandable.
they teach you to draw and fire security.
It's understandable his training would have taken over at this point after being employed for
Talking
6
about
months
his
as a
cartoon
security
especially
that
on
he
your
draws.
brother, on your flesh and blood brother.
Well, in my comic book that I'm the main character of, I've trained myself to draw.
Right. Yes. He also told police
Jesus.
he hadn't intended to harm his brother, and he couldn't remember pulling the trigger, and he immediately started administering first aid. So the question is, guys, how did this happen? Because everyone knows that twins have ESP. Shouldn't Matthias have known that his brother was going to shoot him? And
This guy looks
if he
like Jason
did-
Long.
Right. I agree, Justin Long. And if
Justin
he did,
Long.
why didn't Thomas or Matthias also fire a bullet at the same time, which would have
Yeah.
resulted in bullets colliding in midair, and no one
Isn't
would have
this
gotten hurt?
Justin Long's twin? Did he kill Justin Long?
No, it's a Justin Long lookalike. It's not
Oh no
actually
no!
Justin Long.
The fact that this I mean, their twin connection was broken. Obviously, like you said, B,
Forever.
Had they not been able, the fact that they didn't know what was happening next and that one pulled and the other didn't, it means that the connection was already done.
Yeah,
And,
there was some paranoia in the relationship.
This guy just went for it.
Well, okay, but on that note, Will, you know, which we're kind of exploring, you know, Matthias should have known that Thomas was going to shoot him, but he didn't because they're ESP. So Thomas has been charged for manslaughter for killing his twin brother, which if you ask me is unfair because obviously this was an assisted suicide, right?
Yeah.
Because the
Well-
twins share ESP, Matthias may have been slightly defective. I don't know, but the
He
government
might
needs
not
to
have
stay
been.
out
He
of
might
this.
not. He might have been lying. He might not have been a real twin if he didn't see it coming. In
That's
which
very
case,
true.
In which case, he mistaken identity.
Wait, but he pulled the gun off. He pulled the gun. And can he claim like I thought he was going to shoot me, so I shot him first? Like
Probably should have, Wes. Probably should have done.
No,
that.
he's very much saying that. He's telling police. We don't know if this is true. He's telling police he didn't intend to hurt his brother. But again, their ESP should have told him. So
It
that's
was
why I
his
think
training,
it's assisted
Wes, is-
suicide.
But to
Yeah.
Wes's point, he didn't claim self-defense. He claimed that he just acted.
It was his
he
aggressive
spoke
training.
too
Yeah.
soon. He
Yeah.
spoke too soon. He
Well, we don't
picked
know
the
what
wrong
mall
story.
he was a security guard at, so we don't know how intense the training was.
Well,
true.
I mean, he's clearly a master of mental warfare. You can tell that straight away about Thomas.
Yeah, he should have been like, we had an argument, and then he pulled his gun on me, and then I pulled my gun on him, and it was self-defense.
He's certainly 1-0 in draws.
Yeah.
in
Agreed.
duels. Yeah.
Well,
but
the question of should he be charged, considering it's his twin?
I would
yeah.
say if a guy that's
But-
willing to kill his twin brother should probably be off the streets.
No,
Yeah.
no. Identical twins should be able to make decisions related to their twins' lives without
You
the
look
law
too
having
much
to
This is
say.
like me.
this is a Cain and Abel scenario, right?
Yeah.
This is like
Yeah.
a one brother. There could only be one. It's a Highlander situation.
But that's what I'm saying. You can't the law can't come in and say, "Oh, you killed your twin, and we're gonna charge you with something," because it's really between them. Like when it's twins, like the government needs to stay out of it.
Did he say anything about like being in love with his twin brother's lady or something
Didn't
like that?
say anything about that.
Motives?
No. Well, guys, there is one instance where the law should get involved, and that's if Thomas was in fact an evil twin and Matthias was a good twin. And this is a rare occurrence, and I'm not saying it's the case, but I do want to point one thing out. The most common way to tell if a twin is evil is if that twin has a goatee, which Thomas does. So
point.
I'm just saying it
The
could
other
be
one didn't.
Well, the photo that I saw, he also has a goatee, but
So
we
the
don't know at the
facial hair
time.
one killed the non-facial hair one. That's
Everyone knows that that's how you tell an evil twin. If one of them has a goatee, that's how.
Well, he's behind the
they're
8 ball
evil.
now because the judge is already going to he's going to see the two pictures. He's going to be like, uh-oh. I
Yeah,
know
you
it.
Well, there
killed
you
the
go.
clean-shaven one? Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's pretty good.
yeah,
Pat,
let's get to
did you
voicemails
start
and
a-
reviews.
Did you start a lawn company or something, Pat?
A lawn company?
Yeah, your shirt is there's like got like an assistant coaching job or something.
Oh,
What is
you
that?
know what it is.
That's a
Whataburger.
Take a closer look,
So
Wes.
Whataburger shirt there, buddy.
Take a
Oh, it's
closer
the
look.
Whataburger shirt. Nice. Okay.
Here in Texas.
I know you
Here in
recognize it.
Texas, pal.
Don't pretend you
We're-
don't.
Oh, you damn right I do.
Skinny Wes hasn't been to a Whataburger in months.
I couldn't read it. Just I saw the neon yellow collared shirt. I was confused. All right, let's get to some
What
voicemails.
do you think he was about to like go deer hunting?
I thought he started a lawn company or something.
What are you in
Why would I do that?
What are you in prep prison? What are you in one of those fancy yacht prisons?
Yeah,
Started a
you know
lawn
those
company?
lawn companies. They all wear those bright orange polos.
Yeah, they do.
I see the way you look at lawns. I've noticed you care how much you care about lawn care.
Very reflective.
Yeah. All right, guys.
For that night mowing.
He's knocking on my door. Pest control guy or something. All right. First, we'll get some reviews. This one comes from Will 888. It says, "Please, the Beeve read this." Ooh. So it's in the notes. Can you see it, Beeve?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Okay, it says, on Thursday's show, one of you guys said that, quote, some people are receiving 3 to 4 ballots. Where is the evidence of this? Fox News, Trump's Twitter. I've been listening for like 1.5 years every day, and I think this is a great podcast, but you guys are getting increasingly and substantially more right-leaning as it gets closer to the election, and the Beeve has to pull it back to reality. If it wasn't for the Beeve, this would essentially be a conservative news outlet.
Oh, no.
I remember the 3 to 4 things was a joke because I was trying to substantiate my bet on 160 million or more votes. So we joke sometimes in the show, Will the whatever. Yeah.
Will 888.
Yeah.
I don't think that, and I think that, as far as Will 888 is concerned, I know I've voiced my comfort with the mail-in voting system because I've done it twice in Nevada this year.
Yeah, I don't know why that's even partisan.
I think what Will is getting at is there's a big issue right now of a certain side undermining the election potentially with mail-ins, right? Like trying to discount their validity, and there has been a ton of blow up of instances.
Shouldn't that be like? I don't understand why people are getting lumped in as conservative train of thought if you're concerned about like the voting.
Well, I think the problem is both sides. Like the closer you get to the election. If you're supporting one of the two big parties, you look at everybody as off of your team as not as like against you, right?
Right.
I think
there's a lot of fake stories. There's a lot of stories like Trump dropped them in his latest rally or whatever. He's saying, there were ballots in the creek. There were torn up ballots.
But there's a lot of fake stories. There's also
more
a lot
stories.
of valid
There's more to
ones
all
we've
of those.
covered.
So I guess what he's saying is people that are undermining mail-in ballots right now are on the Trump side. I think that's the argument.
Yes, that's the way the news narrative is kind of portrayed.
Which makes sense because at the end
on that the 538 guy, Nate Silver or whatever, the guy that's like he said they're looking at 154 to 155 million voters. So if you're in that market with an 80% range of guarantee between 144 and 165. So if we predict it, anywhere between like 152, 156 range is looking strong. You can get it for about 17 cents. So suck on that, Will 888, and you can take my one cock and shove it in your mouth.
Ooh, rough on Will 888.
Yeah.
Wow,
you don't want to be labeled as partisan, huh? That's that.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I don't like
or
when people
conservative.
label me on either side. Yeah. Well, no,
Well,
I don't like it when people label me either side. We joke on the show, you stupid fucking idiot.
Yeah, I mean, I think we try to make jokes about everybody. Certainly, the closer we get to the election, the conservatives have been putting out more stuff that makes it more jokey. Like, I mean, obviously the news right now, right before the debate with the Ukraine stuff, Hunter Biden stuff. So, I mean, in terms of the timing of the news, it has like the October surprises seem to be well planned on the conservative side.
Yeah, I think our Will 888, our official position is this: we trust in the mail-in voting situation, but we also agree that it's going to be errors potentially, probably because the systems. There's no way they can get the systems up in time. But we believe in the mail-in voting system. So if that answers your question. I don't think any of us think that there's going to be any reason to distrust the results of the election.
Nope.
Right?
Nope.
No, not at all.
Yeah. So hopefully that calms you, Will.
Speak for yourselves.
Oh no, Will 88. You might be on to something.
All right, Will 88.
What was I was out on the show where Wes was like, what was the joke? He was like he was going to go find a Trump rally and thank Mr. President or something.
I don't know.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
People were saying, I don't know. I was out for the show and people were saying that you had to go.
Oh, one guy, this Hawks guy who just thinks I'm like the biggest Trump's cocksucker in the world. Plagues me. Anyway,
did you thank
that
Mr.
guy.
President today, Wes? Have you thanked him yet?
I haven't thanked him yet. I'll thank him later. I thank him right before I go to sleep. Yeah.
With your warm glass of milk.
When I say my prayers, I thank God for Mr. President Trump. All right. So, all right. Next one. Roland the Roadie says, title, the guys from your local AutoZone counter react to the news huffs of brake cleaner. So I guess he forgot to put the title in. So I'm an idiot for
Between
reading
huffs
that.
of brake cleaner.
Between huffs of brake cleaner. The guys from your local AutoZone counter react to the news between huffs of brake cleaner.
There we go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I like it. That's
I take a little umbrage
would
with
do
that because the guys at AutoZone take forever to get to you. I think it's because of those old ass computers they use. Like they use computers from the 80s to like type your. AutoZone's one of those places where like you need your social security number to buy anything.
They're chit chatters in there. Big chit chatters in
They
AutoZone.
love to talk and they love to like display their knowledge of the aisles, like where everything is. But if you could, I think this is the perfect description if you add in the well-educated bears from Erica Nardini.
There you go.
So if you have well-educated bears who run an AutoZone who huff glue and brake cleaner, what do you think about that, Beef?
I certainly don't hate the description, unlike Will 888's.
There we go. We're moving up.
All right, next one comes from HVMUFCYT 5-star review update. Same third-year law student writing again here because you said my name was a bunch of random letters. LOL. It's my real name, but here you go. Pronounced Dan Steckline.
He's calling us racist? I'm sorry, Dan. I'm sorry.
Steckline.
Well,
Dan
us being
Steckline.
stupid and not being able to read names hopefully that doesn't make us bigots.
No, but look at the top right. He's got like
Have
random
you-
letters again.
HVMU.
I think
it's
that's
got to
a-
be a code.
Yeah, I don't understand. I think he did that last time too. Like he's got random letters in the names. That's why
He's
we're
punking
like,
us
I
right
don't know.
now.
Yeah, he is. This is a scam. This is a scam.
By the way,
This
just
is
to remind.
this is another grand right here.
Yeah, this is a ground, and this is like when the guy was like, "Will's mic is off," which I fell for in the last live show. This is bullshit.
Anyway, Dan Steckline. By the way, just a reminder to your legal interns that they should probably avoid sounding totally unprofessional, i.e., they sound like complete frat stars and not lawyers. Represent our profession, guys. Bubba, you want to come in and defend yourself?
Frat star lawyers. What do you got to say, Bubba?
What's up? What's up, frat star?
I'll smack the shit out of you, Dan.
Whoa, you're playing into his hand, Bubba. You're playing right into his hand, man.
Hey, I can sound however I want to sound. I graduated law school, but you're still sitting in class, so I mean,
Bubba, Bubba,
Do
were
you know
in a-
this
were you-
man?
Bubba,
Nah.
were you in a frat?
yeah,
Did you hold office?
I was pledge class president.
Yeah. Did you say that you used to abuse the pledges?
Never
much-
physical abuse,
did-
but I
didn't
did
they
have
tell
an
you-
ashtray
but
pledge.
They don't do that in
But
Alabama.
Bubba, didn't they tell you that you couldn't give directives to the pledges anymore at some point?
Oh
'Cause you were
yeah,
going too hard on
my
them?
whole house, we got banned from having pledges over because we had them over way too
Under
often.
your watch?
Abused
Under
them.
your purview?
Yeah.
Pledge class
Yeah.
president, Bubba, guys.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Oh, my goodness. All right, Bubba.
Thank you, Bubba.
Love
Thank
it. Moving on, this one is the awoken one. Facts don't lie. Love the pod, except Pat always likes to tell us about him getting laid all the time. Well, that's coming to an end, at least for the,
Is that
the,
true?
the,
I don't know
the
that I-
plethora.
I don't know that I talk about getting laid all that much on the podcast.
No, I
Just
don't think you
love
do.
sex stories. You like sex toy stories, sexual like forums on the internet stories about that. I think that's just
The answer
maybe
is
why.
yes. Yes, you do.
Huh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, now you just
I don't
now
know
you're
how
gonna-
that's possible because I don't, okay. I don't get laid all the time.
You're always talking about. I don't want to compare swords with how many women I've been with. I've heard that at least 20 times in this podcast. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. Just saying. I didn't write the review. It's not a burner.
Excalibur
Oh, yes.
over there.
I just don't
King
remember.
Arthur.
Yeah.
Sorry, but it's a lot.
Yeah. Exactly. There it is.
There it is. Yeah. All right, this next one is Jeremy from what is that? Arizona, Arkansas, AR. What is that? Love this show. New listener. Love the opening music and look forward to listening while I work every day. Stop listening to Joe Rogan to listen to you. And the less I bring up Rogan to my wife, the more I get laid. So in turn, your podcast
Nice.
is helping my sex
Jeremy,
life.
would you relax,
That's
Jeremy?
awesome.
You're always talking about getting laid, Jeremy.
Jeremy is getting laid in
two
Arkansas,
peas-
by the way.
Two
is
peas in a
Arkansas.
pod you are with
Yeah,
Jeremy.
Arkansas.
Beav and Jeremy.
Yeah, really. Yeah, Arizona's easy.
Nice work, Jeremy. Nice work.
Yeah, he goes on to say, glad you aren't saturated in political news. Plenty of that and other roundups, agree. But wish you did more interesting world news or even things people need to know, like how you really have to hand it to blind prostitutes. And with great reflexes comes great responsibility. Though just like when I tried to make my wife laugh with 10 puns, no pun is 10 did. Oh, Jesus Christ. You all rock, and I appreciate what you do.
Jeremy's a pun master.
Jeremy likes the goofy stories. He's a what the fuck Wednesday guy. I get it. Some people are. And I
He wants some international ones.
I get what Jeremy's saying too. I've been hearing some buzz in the hive about, you know, maybe some more international, especially like sort of military movements going on, maybe outside the U.S. What other countries are doing and stuff.
We try to. Yeah.
We just right now the
international,
election is so dominant. And,
in 2 weeks, guys, it's back to normal. Right now, we got to focus on the biggest news.
I mean,
part of the news cycle.
we did the Indian monkey story twice. Remember when Wes did it again?
Oh yeah,
We covered China, Brexit, all kinds of. But yeah, we get it. All right. Well, maybe we'll have an international
soon.
I don't know.
Soon. Look, the last debate was last night. And then the fucking election is like 10 days away. So
we hear you, and we like covering international fun stories too.
Glad you're getting laid with your wife. I can relate.
Yes.
So.
And welcome to the show.
Now, if a few million more of Rogan's fans would just come on over, sitting pretty.
Shit.
yeah, recruit the rest of them. That'd be nice.
Nice. Last one from DPARS5659. Good morning. Love your show, guys. Never miss an episode, and thanks for bringing the news in the chillest way possible. Also, the Beeve, thanks for repping the left side. P.S. to the Beeve, dads who take their child-age sons to Hooters are weird. It comes off as trying too hard to make sure your kid is straight, in my opinion, and you're a real one for putting it out there. This guy's an idiot.
Wasn't a popular take. D-Pars, it was not a popular take.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, I don't have a problem with it.
I avoid Hooters with my son.
Right. I don't.
Not until he's 21.
We are Hooters. We are Hooters.
Check out
pod,
the tits
though.
on her.
We are Hooters pod.
I don't want to force him to be straight or anything. He can choose on his own. I'll take him when he's
Check out the
21.
breasts on that one. No, I was talking about the dish, buddy. This chicken in front of you. Check it out.
Are you guys gonna
looks like a Hooters manager with that shirt on right now.
Are you guys gonna get mad at me if I take my daughter to Hooters?
Absolutely not.
No.
No.
Why would we?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like I might after how explosive the topic has been.
Take her to Tootsie's. They're open till 6.
Of course. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, I'm still going to keep taking them.
Before we go to
how many times?
do we want to do fact check Friday before we go to voicemails? You want to break it up?
Yeah, let's do it.
Do we have any?
You guys prepared?
Yeah, I got him.
Bubba?
Yeah, I got him right here.
You have a list?
Well,
Frat
the first
Bub?
one, the first one I'm going to do is just a quick one on Big T and Wes. You were kind of right. Like the intent for robbery is really what it is, and like it doesn't. I mean, there is a reasonable person standard. So like if the person, I believe it applies to robbery. I'm not 100% sure. I hope I sound professional enough for you, Dan. But really what it is like if the intent is there, the intent is there. If the guy threatened to use force or even fear was imposed on the person, then you know it's an attempt to commit robbery.
So Bubba, if he'd gotten rid of the note though, do you think he would have been in the clear?
I mean, he's got to have a really, really good lawyer, and I don't know. I mean, like they say, stupidity isn't an excuse, but I don't know for the victim. If they couldn't zoom in on the note,
if the video camera inside the Circle K couldn't get a good angle on the note, and he got rid of that note, I don't know if they could have got it.
Yeah, it would
Could've
be
been a love
tough,
note.
but I mean,
Yeah.
again, it's like
Intent.
just because it is the intent, yeah.
Well, also, if he had just handled the situation and wasn't a weirdo, if he was just like,
Intent-
I don't know,
yeah.
I just left something on the counter. My bad. I'm just getting out of here. I'm
The
leaving.
intent is proven by the note that he didn't get rid of. That's the
Right.
intent.
Yeah.
Right.
That's right.
And like I said, with that reasonable person standard, I'm pretty sure it applies to robbery. So like it's an objective standard. So it wouldn't just be her. It would be anyone in that situation. If they felt like they were getting robbed, then they were getting robbed.
And reasonably, anyone would, because if a note says that's how most banks get
Right.
robbed, with a
If
note.
the note says, I'm robbing you, I'm pretty sure many people would believe they're being robbed.
Most robberies occur with a note, and it says, "I have a weapon. Give me your money."
Right. Right. All right. So the next Fact Check Friday actually came from our number one dog listener. Apparently, we have a Heart of Hive member that is a dog. So shout out, good dog Tucker. Tucker actually, yeah, very good boy. Tucker actually came at us with the Giuliani thing. So apparently,
Who's Giuliani?
yeah, I hit him for that. I discredited him immediately just for the egregious
You
misspelling.
used a J to spell it.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. And like, I mean, it's all over the news. How do you not see that? But he says that the 15-year-old girl was definitely not 15 and does not look 15, but it's just that's what Sasha Baron Cohen yells. I think you guys
hold on,
Bubba.
You just see her back.
Tucker hasn't seen the fucking movie. You haven't seen the movie. We haven't seen the movie.
And
we
we
shouldn't
said
bring
that.
this trash into Fact Check Friday.
We also,
you
if
know
you
what?
listen
Scratch
back,
it then.
yes, well, you know what? If you rewind the tape, we said that we haven't seen the movie, but we know that Sacha Baron Cohen says she's 15.
Right. And if you
So
look at the
we don't know
stills,
yet,
if you
yeah.
look at the stills, like, I mean, I could see where Tucker's coming from when you look at the stills that you're like, that's a little,
Yeah.
she looks old from behind for 15. But
I can
we'll
see
have
where
to
his
see the
opinion's
movie.
coming from, but not on
Right.
Fact Check Friday. It's got to be fact.
Okay, it's gotta be
or
stone
not. It's got to be
cold.
proven.
Okay.
You got to see the movie. Get
Stone
that crap
cold
out of here.
We could listen. We could maybe redo that one next Friday, but no one knows
Yeah,
yet.
can't.
We got to
Come
watch
on.
the Bo Rat 2, by the way, because I've
You
never
are-
wanted to watch Bo Rat 2 more.
That comes
Rat.
out today.
You are
Bo-rat.
acting
Bo-rat.
irresponsible.
Bo-rat?
Bo-rat.
How are you supposed to say it?
Bo-rat, dude.
Bo-rat.
Are you serious?
Dude, he missed it again. What did you
Like
say?
you were born in the
Bo-rat.
80s, not
But then
the
you
50s,
said a second one
60s.
wrong. You said it again a different way.
I suggested that you
Bo-rat.
say Barat.
Barat.
I like that.
Say
better.
helicopter.
Barat.
Helicopter.
Boy.
Yeah,
Keep in mind,
this
guys,
from- this
Will's-
from the guy
Will's
that says
dad-
helicopter.
Will's dad was actually on the Barat show once,
Barat?
and
He was on the
Obama?
Ali G show. He was on the
yeah, but
Ali
Barat
G
was in
show.
the Barat was the character, right? And the Ali.
No, I don't
popped
think
up.
he was born.
Yes.
yet. I don't think
he
Oh, I
was.
thought he popped up.
Yeah,
and
he
it
was.
Ali G.
He was.
He was?
He was
Barat
one
was
of the
not there.
characters. Barat wasn't in the room with your dad. That was the guy that goes respect. He had 3 characters in that show, and one of them was the Ali G show.
Yeah.
Respect.
Bruno. Yeah.
He was on the Virgin episode.
I can't remember the name. No, there's a rapper that he does, and I can't remember the name. But all right, the last
That's
one.
the guy.
then-
That's the guy that interviewed his dad. the
This
rapper.
one actually came with like a proven fact meter on the bottom, but we were talking about the tax plans, and Biden's plan is definitely going to be high, and but he came out as saying that the income tax rates under Eisenhower were actually as high as 90%, which is unbelievable.
Which is a
for
Bernie
that
fact
long
check.
ago.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and
90%.
I got nothing
somebody
to say on
else.
that one.
Somebody else replied to a show tweet, and they sent in the whole entire list of tax.
I think it was Jackson.
After
Jackson
after the New Deal, I mean, federal taxes were super high for a few decades, and then they've been whittling down ever since then, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah,
They were
Great meme that popped up.
90s.
I'm sure you guys saw it, which was guys at my high school who make $35,000 a year reacting to Biden's tax plan.
Yeah.
And it was
That's
the
funny.
shocked girl. Yeah.
That is very funny. I mean, I think the rich should be taxed more, but 62% is a lot of money. I don't know. I'm not rich.
well, I mean, imagine look at what they were doing back in the day, like in the 40s and 50s. Back, I mean,
hey, times are tough. We need
was a
that. We
different
need-
time, right.
We
It
need
was a
that
different
UBI
time.
type stuff. I get it.
Well, that's it for Fact Check Friday. Feel free to send your submissions into Intern Bubba on Twitter, Intern Cam on Twitter, or you could DM us at Heart Hive or anything like that. Just make sure you get it in front of us.
We did pretty good this week, guys. That's pretty
Not
good.
bad.
Not that many fact checks.
I hope I
Love that.
sounded
We forgot to-
professional enough.
Yeah.
You're all right.
Don't those reviews really chap you in the ass, like what Will 888 saying?
Yeah, I also think
You provide a free show 5 days a week, 10 shows a week,
Look.
and then Will 888's got a problem with you.
But you
Don't
gotta
hate that
look,
Dan
man.
and Will 888. Like,
Fuck
you guys.
If they're hating, they're listening. So that's good. That's
right.
True.
That's good. Yeah.
all right.
All right. Let's get on to some voicemails. We got 5. I'm going to try to do it through the phone because I didn't charge my speaker. So let's give it a shot.
let's do it.
Dude, this is my second attempt at this. I was trying to formulate a good question. So at the beginning of the movie Kingsman, the Secret Service, they play Money for Nothing. And I was just wondering if you drew inspiration from that or if you just fucking love Dire Straits. I love Dire Straits. They're awesome. Just curious about that. Have a great fucking day. Have a great fucking weekend. And looking forward to hearing from you guys.
Okay.
That's hard to hear, Wes. But
Nice.
Is it?
It was about Money for Nothing. How we landed on it. Were we just Dire Straits fans, or was it from the inspiration from the end of what movie?
The Kingsman. The Kingsman. They play
No.
it in the Kingsman.
Well, Kingsman didn't have to do with it. I don't think. Mark, you picked it. You were the one who initially picked it. Did it have to
correct.
do with it?
No, it didn't. Obviously, we all I think we're all Dire Straits fans and listen to that genre of music and have, but like as well as others. But one night I was just we were coming up with like names for the show, and we were coming up with a song, and I just got into a bottle of vodka and was out back ripping cigarettes all night, and I was googling like most electric like guitar riffs of all time and stuff like that. And I went through a bunch of lists, and I kept seeing like when I would see common themes, I would listen to them on Spotify, and I listened to probably 300 guitar riffs, and the Dire Straits' Money for Nothing was by far. Once I heard it, I just stopped and I texted you guys and I said I found our intro song.
Yeah. We were also late MTV generation, so that was that video was played in our houses like every day.
For sure. That wasn't the first time we've heard.
You couldn't turn on
Nothing.
MTV without seeing it.
Yeah, true for a while there. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna try it through my computer speakers now. Let's see if this is better.
What's going on, Hard Factor boys? I called in last week about the hospital gift shops. Sucks that it was a little too fuzzy. I was kind of proud of that voicemail. It's pretty funny. But I got another one for you, so it's cool. Birthdays in general. What do you guys think of them? I mean, I fucking hate them. I hate the gift giving part. I hate when people get annoyed with you for not remembering their birthday. And it's like, well, fuck you. I mean, it's the least unique thing about you. Everybody has a fucking birthday, all right? It's not all that special. Plus, it's a random day out of 365 days in 12 different months. And you want me to remember that? Fuck you. Also, the whole giving gifts aspect of it. I'm not a great gift giver. My dad gave my mom a stapler for Christmas once. And 2 months later, they were divorced. So I think it's engraved in my blood. What about you guys? What do you think about birthdays in general? All right, later.
Hilarious.
Yeah, much less fuzzy this week. Nice work.
I think he's pretty spot on. I think birthdays are important up to a certain age. Like,
Right.
It was my niece's birthday last week, and you know, like birthday parties for like children and celebrating them are awesome. But once you reach like high school, no.
Well,
Pat's
the gifts
a big
are
birthday
stupid.
guy.
Well, I think the gifts are stupid. I don't think you should have to give a gift. I hate consumerism generally with like, oh, did you show up Christmas? Where's your gift? But it's a nice thing to let your boys know or your family know that you love them, I think, right? Like, hey, man, it's have happy birthday today. It's just like a little time to let someone know that you care about them.
It's tough because
Family,
you could see right here with the answer, there's birthday people and there's not birthday people, right? And so like that is just how it goes, I feel like, unfortunately, in the world. There's just people, there's birthday people, there's not birthday people. Some people just don't give a flying fuck about birthdays, and other people care a lot about them.
Yeah,
so.
I'll say that I don't like for my birthday to be made a big deal of, for sure. But if everyone forgets my birthday, it does make me feel a little shitty.
Yeah, that hurts.
Yeah.
If you get nobody,
Pre-COVID was a lot, right. We had steaks on your birthday.
Yeah,
right? That was nice.
Pat is a very thoughtful.
And Mark and Wes came
birthdays.
over on my birthday. They made my day. It was really nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Pat is a birthday guy,
that's 'cause
so he
Pat's a
goes
big
out of his
birthday
way
guy.
to hook you up
He wants it
birthday,
reciprocated,
and
yeah.
you know
Exactly.
that you're
But he
gonna
tends to
you're gonna
forget
get Pat
right
on
after his birthday. He gets foggy, and that's when my birthday
Oh
lands.
no,
Like,
you're saying you get
Pat's
hangover
a hard
Pat
gap.
birthday?
Pat gives everyone leading up to his birthday all sorts of specialties.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I was out of town on your birthday, Mark, but I didn't think about you.
It's every year. It's every year thing. Yeah.
That's true. I
Yeah.
probably wouldn't have gone over to Pat's if he didn't
Right.
wasn't so kind to me on my birthday.
He's very wise about that. Everyone leading up to his birthday, he hits hard because he wants it reciprocated.
Mark's on the hangover
we been
period.
in town, we would have had a really special time for your birthday. We would have.
Mark's in the hangover
Make it a
window.
little sense. All right.
It was awesome. All right, here comes another voicemail. Good, great voicemail there.
Hi, Eli calling from Wisconsin. So yeah, I was listening to the episode, Space Force uniforms, whatever. Uniforms are dumb, whatever. But, so their weapons, like, yeah, all right, man, I just fucked this all up. Ah, god damn it. But anyways, yeah, so they, like, the cool weapon they're gonna have that, like, would make an awesome video. They have this thing that's like a tungsten rod the size of a telephone pole that drops from space and has enough kinetic energy to, like, destroy a square kilometer without even using an explosive. So, like, Space Force could make some pretty cool videos. Just so you know. Bye.
All right, you guys hear that?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not a word. Yeah.
So he's saying that he thinks that the Space Force uniforms, whatever, but their weapons are going to be awesome. It was a statement. It was a statement.
I
He
think
said
we're all
Space Force could make some
we're all
cool
just
videos.
joshing about the Space Force.
I mean, we all want Space Force to be awesome, right?
Yeah.
We all,
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, like they add a new branch to the military. It's kind of like a new president or a new elected official in your state. Like you know, maybe you didn't vote for him, but
rooting for
you got to
big
deal.
time.
You got to deal. They're there, and you want
Lots
they're
of potential,
American.
but you also
want
got
to do the best they can.
You also got to do some shit and earn it. You're the new kid.
Guys,
on the block,
I want to
Yeah.
point something out. Back in March, Space Force announced like their first big new weapon since being Space Force, and it was a fucking satellite jammer that can't even fly. So I just put that out there. It was a satellite jammer on the back of a truck, so it can't even fucking fly. What are you doing? Why are you putting a press release out about this?
Satellite jammer.
Wait till it can fly.
Beav, all they need is one laser that's brightly colored.
Shrink
Yeah.
ray.
I'm not seeing much about it, Will. I'm Googling
Just
right now.
one laser and all this. All this
Lasers,
goes
that's
away.
true. Lasers and shrink rays. There's a lot of potential out there.
They
I
should
hope-
just do a laser
yeah.
show and claim that it's a weapon.
It's just lazy
True.
right now. That's all. It's just lazy. It's just lazy.
It's just a Trent Reznor show. It's just a 9 Inch Nails concert.
yeah. Get that guy that does their lights.
Yeah.
He's good.
That's what they
Sign
need.
him up for Space Force.
He is
needs
good.
to be in, he's a
Their visuals are
automatic
awesome.
commander.
The guy was way ahead of his time on lasers.
All right, we got 2 more. Here we go.
What's up, fellas? It's Big Ounce. The boys and I were figuring out where we're going to watch Rough and Rowdy this Friday, and we got to talking about who would win in a fight, Hunter Biden or Joe Biden. Or not Hunter. Don Jr. Hunter Biden would kill Joe Biden. Hunter Biden or Don Jr. So that's the question. I think it's going easily Hunter Biden. 1, military experience. 2, crackhead. That second one's probably a little more important there in the fighting aspect, I think. So yeah, what do you boys think? Hunter Biden or Don Jr.? Right.
I don't know if they.
The hypothetical, that, I mean, it should have happened in real life because Don Jr. laid down the gauntlet on our show. So
Yeah.
But
You
it
kind of
discussed
summed it up
this.
though, Ounce. Though I mean,
He
the
did.
height difference is big. 6'1" and Don Jr. 5'8" and Hunter Biden. But I think Big Ounce, you covered the points in our opinion, at least mine. It's tough to take down a crack addict, especially when you were raised as a billionaire's kid. Like this Hunter Biden's out there smoking crack, and that's
you're
desire.
You're not
That's
going to
hard.
TKO a crack addict, that's for sure. You might outpoint him, but the longer that fight goes, the more the crack addict has an advantage.
Right. Don
That's
Jr. is
true.
going to have to try to snuff him out early with his size. Use some type of like breathing restriction move, I would say. Like that's going to something that's going to confuse Hunter.
Don Jr.'s a lot younger. He's 6 years younger too.
Right, he's
So-
younger. He's got the size and the youth. So he needs
grit.
he needs to go early. Like if he's gonna win, he's got to jump on it fast. Because Hunter's gonna have a lot of endurance with his age, making it through everything he's made it through already.
Would love to see it, and would love there to be a no drug test rule.
Yeah, no, all substances on the
Yeah.
table.
Absolutely.
We call it Coke versus crack.
I don't know. All right, well, so what do we got? Are we picking here? I
don't have a winner. I just know there's 0% chance Hunter gets knocked out. So if I were to bet and predict, I'd say no on a Hunter knockout.
I just know
Oh man,
that we're all losers because we're never gonna get to see it.
Don Jr. deadlifted 375 pounds back in
That's pretty good.
2017.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty impressive. I don't know.
He
man.
definitely
We'll
works
see.
out. Like I mean, like have you seen his like getting his pump on like pictures at the gym and stuff? So I mean, they're but I mean Hunter
He
also
is much healthier.
Hunter also though probably does not eating much. Keeping it pretty tight. So he's gonna have a lot of like I'm saying natural endurance.
I mean, you can rip the head off of a human being if you have enough meth in you. You know, like just all depends on the substances.
Yeah.
It's a fun question though. It's an unsolvable problem until it
Unsolvable.
happens.
We all wish we could have seen it. It's sad we couldn't.
Okay. All right, last voicemail. Here we go.
Hey boys, what's going on? Just listening to Thursday's episode talking about social dilemma. And one point y'all just missed is I think everybody understood the depth of it and how sketchy it all was from the get-go. But one point you didn't touch on is how it's changing our psychological behavior. That's the freakiest part, you know? So maybe you guys could talk about that a little bit. I'd like to hear y'all's opinions. It just seems like that's the biggest drawback from all of it. Everybody knows about everything else, but when you break down into changing psychological behavior and changing how our minds have evolved over hundreds of thousands of years to function is where it gets sketchy and where it gets scary. All right, gents. Love what y'all do. Keep pumping out some fucking episodes, boys. Love it. All right. Enjoy the weekend.
Yeah.
I love he's a long goodbyer.
I still. Yeah. No. I mean, I 100% agree with him. The thing is, it's only going to get worse. This movie was 10 years too late, and once we get the Neuralink, it's only going to get worse. That's my whole point. Is that people have been having their heads in the sand for too long. And look, you want to raise the bells now? It's too fucking late, you idiots.
Well, I think he wants to hear about how we feel like technology is going to change people.
It already has, and it's going to get worse.
I agree.
How do you mean?
I think our brains are not. Here's what happened, right? It's like evolution takes forever, right? Like human evolution and technology moved a lot faster than evolution for the first time.
It moves.
In
It doesn't
history.
move linear. It moves in like like an inverse.
Right.
Yeah.
But you have this is why you have the Xanax rapper generation. This is why you have the generation of kids that have severe fucking anxiety who grew up with a phone in their hand their whole lives, and they're overdosing on fucking Xanax. Yeah, it will fuck you up. But I don't know if there's anything we can do about it. I appreciate
There is.
People are going to adapt slowly.
Big tech should have been stopped a long time ago. Genie's out of the bottle. It's only going to get worse.
But I think the one thing is put your kids in sports, they say, because if you have a kid, like that's the only time they don't have their phone, and it teaches them empathy and team building. They're saying like kids that are in sports right now.
Team sports are awesome.
Are the kids that develop empathy at a much higher level, the ability to empathize.
Well, not only sports, but just doing shit with your hands in general. I feel like the longer time moves on, the less people fucking do themselves, because you can always just go buy shit at the store, or you can do something, whatever.
Any activity where your phone cannot be a part of it.
Yeah,
right.
Like the bath.
Just whatever you can do by hand still, and you have the skills to do it, just keep it up, because that's not, like, it's time, right, exactly what Mark said. It's time that you're not on your fucking screen.
Things are going to get worse. It's too late.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for Hard Factor.
Well, how it's going to change people, though, it's like, people, I heard that, like, kids maybe even get bigger eyes because, like,
they got the neck thing going, like the spinal stuff, because
like,
they're
looking
looking down.
Physical changes. There's going to be people.
Didn't Elon Musk literally use the word cyborgs, right? With the thing that he's trying to do with the Neuralink, like we're turning into like cyborgs, right?
Right.
Isn't that,
I mean, it's
what
so
are we
the
talking
merger.
about?
It's not going to be pretty when as the merger continues.
People are like, "Oh my god, they're trying to." What are we talking? It's too late. It's been happening.
Right. That's the machine lord mentality. Okay, so that's where you gotta just accept the fact that we're gonna one day have to like succumb to the machines, and so just be friends with them. Maybe,
Best bet is just to start a farm. That's the only thing
There
you
you
can
go.
really do. All right, guys.
We
That's
all
going to
know
do it for
robots can't farm.
Yeah. That's going to do it for Hard Factor. Thank you again for a great week. Appreciate the voicemails, the reviews, the support. Check out some merch. We might have some new stuff coming out, so we'll keep you updated on that. Make sure to send your fact checks. But most importantly, stay safe and have a great fucking weekend.
Show break. So part of the show, the part you heard thus far, was recorded before the debate. This is our debate recap. So Biden and Trump entered their supposed to be third, actual second, and final debate last evening. Let's talk about it, boys.
Okay.
Who was the winner?
I thought Trump had the upper hand in this one. Personally,
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I thought
Me
definitely it was the best debate we've seen. Period. Like, and I mean, of all the primary debates, definitely of the last debate, definitely of the Kamala Harris Pence debate. Like, I think
Shockingly different.
Yeah,
than the
Trump
first
can
debate.
listen.
Well,
he
they
can listen to people.
they train.
And
They
Biden's
both
also
they both
lost
train.
his mind. It was like, where were these guys in other debates? In my opinion.
Right. It
Well-
was a much more professional debate than the first presidential debate, which was like a shit show. This was the opposite of that.
I thought
Moderator did good, too.
the moderator was incredible. I thought the moderator was fantastic, but I thought the reason why I said right away, Pat, that I thought Trump had won was that I thought that Biden, like, he was way sharper to me in the first debate. And I thought that he took a step back in the second debate, whereas I thought Trump took a step forward. He had a very underwhelming first debate. So to me, they kind of flipped spots where that was just how I saw it unfold.
By the way, if you guys played the drinking game at home, malarkey got busted out.
Witch hunt,
Fucking-
witch hunts,
And-
Iran, Russia,
Yeah.
the laptop, everything.
everything.
I know that Willie played at home. Yeah, Willie played at home.
Oh, Will played at home big time. And,
so you're getting a raw take right now.
Well, yeah, you're getting a hot take. But what I'm saying is
Willie talked Thai real well.
Well, sure, sure. But what I'm saying is Biden had a lot of he on tape. Yeah, I did drink. I played the drinking game, but on tape.
So Will won the debate.
Yeah. But on tape, what's that? We can't.
So Bubba just threw up a graphic.
Speaking time. Trump spoke almost 4 minutes longer. That's
4 minutes longer.
We kind of predicted that because if you listen to our live pre-debate show, we said Biden might not take up his full 2 minutes every time. He did almost, so it's closer than we predicted. But Trump did talk for about 3.5 minutes longer. It looks like.
Right. I mean, I think overall, though, we saw a Donald Trump we've never seen before, period, which is interesting. It really is interesting. I mean, usually, and I told you guys I've been listening to Woodward's book on tape about the campaign of 2016.
Right.
And the one through line is Trump don't listen to nobody. Sometimes he listens to Steve Bannon, but he just generally doesn't listen to anyone. Clearly, he took some coaching before this debate because he was measured and he hit some lines that were more, I guess, inclusive of all Americans, right? For the first time in a long time. Normally, he's just going out there guns fucking blazing.
Well, at the beginning,
it was an actual debate in some respects tonight.
At the end, though,
was cool.
It got muddy at the end. At the beginning,
they were tired. Well,
he was respectful at the
past
beginning.
their bedtime.
At the beginning, but then at the end, and what I thought
6 hours past dinner for them.
Sorry, and I know I did participate in the game, and I will fully admit I am inebriated when I'm making this I'm making this assessment.
Yes.
But what I'm saying is that I thought that Biden had a lot of freezing, like he had a lot of moments where he flubbed, and he put a lot of bad tape out there. You know what I mean? Like if he was a defensive back, he had a lot of bad steps.
He also had a lot of clapbacks, though. He had a lot of proper
well,
clapbacks.
but he also had a lot of times where the guy cut and he stepped the wrong way, and the guy ran free for a touchdown. And so that was just how, I saw it was in the first debate. To me, he did not have that sign of aging, and in the second debate, he does show the sign of aging that everybody expected.
Is it his stutter or his brain? Because he had a stutter, right? Like
you can now tell the difference. By the way, you can tell the difference between him just being old and his stutter.
Yeah,
because there's some times when he was clearly just stuttering. You're like, oh, he's stuttering, right?
There was a Russia. He was like he had a Russia stutter where I was like, that's a stutter.
Yeah. Going back to what Pat was saying about Trump, though, like I think that Trump has a big advantage when he isn't able to impulsively jump in and rebut immediately. I think when you give him some time to sit there and actually reflect on what he's going to say, which is basically what it took a mute button to fucking do, I think he's going to show up better.
An unused mute button, Wes. It was the threat of the mute button.
Yes.
Like, this is really good behavioral psychology.
It was rarely used because you could hear people laughing through it. It was very rarely used.
There was at least 5 drinks on it, though.
There was one time the mute button was used and they didn't turn Joe's thing back on in time, which was funny, but for the most part, they just didn't use the mute button.
It was the equivalent of the elf on the shelf. It was the elf on the shelf for 2 old-ass debaters.
How about the moderator, though?
It worked.
How about the moderator?
The elf on the shelf works.
To Wes's point at the beginning, the moderator, though.
Yeah.
She was magnificent.
I thought she was trying to debate Trump a little bit in the beginning, which was a little annoying. Like, I thought she was being a little hard, but I think overall she did a fantastic job.
She was very fair. She let everyone return for 20 seconds, 10 seconds. Yeah. But we talked about that in the pre-show. I read up on her and I said she, Harvard grad, everyone respects her. That didn't surprise me. There were some funny lines. Trump had some funny lines, like per usual, but one of them was like, "I'm the least racist person in the room.
Right.
I don't even see color. It's too dark. But if I could see the audience, I wouldn't see their color."
He said that Abraham Lincoln was barely ahead of him on helping minorities.
And then Joe Biden, and then Joe Biden's like didn't understand how clipping works, and he was like Abraham Lincoln over here is the most racist president,
right? Yeah,
which he was making a joke about Trump comparing himself to Abraham Lincoln, but yes,
I almost clipped that, but then I saw his joke. But by the way, when I feel like I just jumped the shark when Pat, you asked who won, and I just said Trump right away. But what I wanted to say first off and foremost is that hail to the old guys. I thought that they gave such a better performance than I thought we were gonna get. And I just thought that like it was commendable that like two dudes like very old both showed
Combined
up.
age 200.
Yeah, exactly. Like both showed up for like combined over 150.
If you could see the scalp that the way that the Lord meant for you to see their scalps, you would really see the age. Like those guys have a lot of makeup and both are bald as fuck, but are somehow still holding onto their hair. But yeah, Will, you're dead on. It was crazy. Another Trump big favorite line was, "I know way more about wind than you do."
No, that was my favorite. I clipped that. I was
Yeah.
like, it's like when you talk to your grandfather about farting. That was my favorite line of any of the debates ever. I laughed out loud for 30 seconds when he said, "I know more about wind than you." What does that even mean?
Yeah, I know. I mean,
I know
feel
more
like
about wind than you, and he pointed at him.
Well, the whole thing became very childish at the end. I feel like as soon as the laptop stuff came up, as soon as the Bobolinsky, which he didn't even get called out, which was interesting in the crowd, but as soon as like the laptop stuff came out and it became about like, oh, you're dirtier than me, I'm dirtier than you, and like it just seemed like, oh yeah, you're both crooks, obviously. Like it's just like and then like
he called it the laptop from hell,
right? And then you just like
he hasn't seen a lot of laptops apparently. He thinks that's the laptop from hell.
I mean,
that laptop is a fucking Disney movie.
Well, they just became so
laptop,
adversarial. They just became so adversarial that like it just from then on it was very childish from both candidates. I felt.
Yeah, it was like wind down time, like the last 20 minutes. But it was a good debate.
Trump also lying slower is really interesting, like because it was just a slowed down debate. So like when Trump is liar pants on fire, him doing it slower for some reason, I feel like is going to slip past a lot of cats. I mean, overall, look, you guys know I'm not a Trump guy. I think that who had the most to gain during this thing, potentially Trump, and Trump definitely showed a side we hadn't seen before, right? And I think that's
he did a good job.
Boon for him, right?
I did hear though, even from him, very optimistic on everything that's related to him, Trump, that the vaccine's probably not coming till the very end of the year for the first people.
I thought it was coming next week.
Right, he
he admitted that it's not.
That was
coming
funny. She was like, "Is that a guarantee?" He's like, "Well, it's
No.
not a guarantee." Which
and then
is
he was
that
like,
surprised me. That's a great point. That surprised the shit out of me because that's very not Trump.
No,
to
I know.
Say, no,
I
I'm
know.
not going to get caught in a lie here because I've been lying to you right to your face
right.
forever.
At least
and
he
you're
said
calling
it's not
me
a
on it.
guarantee.
He said he then didn't even guarantee it, but he goes, it's gonna probably be by the end of the year, meaning like
sure, but
early
isn't
2021.
that kind of tell you
Johnson
something
and
though? Like
Johnson.
when that is like such like a breath of fresh air. Like
He's putting some pressure on Johnson and Johnson in a big way. Johnson guys
Johnson
tonight.
Johnson
were like,
better deliver
Shut
by
up!
Christmas.
Shut up!
Johnson and
Right.
Johnson.
Moderna.
Johnson and Johnson's working overtime this holiday season.
Oh, dude, and Rick Perry, by the way, old Rick Perry, the energy secretary. He goes, your son got a job, Hunter Biden, and he doesn't know anything about energy. And I was just thinking, Rick Perry was like, whew, glad I'm out of there.
oh yeah.
Right. Yeah. His staffless office that rumors were that he essentially had like 42.
Is he
empty
still
desks.
like wearing an
No, he's
ankle
out. He's
bracelet
out.
like in like West Austin? Wasn't he
No,
on
who
like
knows
house
where he is.
arrest at one point?
Well, hey guys, final thoughts. We got to wrap it up because we have a long pod.
Yeah.
Final thoughts. Anyone we got anything?
I think that I'm excited to do a 72-hour straight stream in next week or whenever when we're November 3rd through 6th. See you then.
Right. Yeah, the fact that Trump had a good debate means that like we were already thinking it might be close. Now it's like probably we're thinking it may even be closer. I don't know, or just as close. So
Yeah.
it's just going to be a long early November, and excited about it. But everybody should do what they want to do, make their own decisions. You're adults.
Oh, yeah!